everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Myra Lorraine. I hope you all are doing well and have been getting a lot of sewing in. Myra has been busy, and she has been busy in her sewing room, and I'm going to start sharing some of those things I've been working on with you guys. There's a lot of things coming up this year as far as vacation and family coming in and things like that I really want to get some outfits done for. So that's what I've been working on for both me and my hubby. But this video is going to be about one for my hubby. And I have to tell you, I am truly enjoying, ever since we did the challenge, I believe it was hashtag Sew Man Pants with Miss Vivian Varbo from Stitches and Seams. I've been loving working on things for my husband just as much as I have for myself. I never ever thought I was going to say that, but yeah, I am, and he's reaping the benefits of that. But anyway, let's get into this right away so I won't hold you guys up too long. First off, let me tell you the fabric for this. Actually, let me go back and talk about the pattern first. The pattern I purchased was one that inspired me to make my husband's shirt because of a picture, and it's the pattern called the Gosling. It's this pattern, and while I'm talking about it, I'll put a picture of it. But I showed this to my husband because I was looking through things for men's shirts. You all know that I have love TNT, and I'm in love with that McCalls 6044. That's the TNT that I use for my shirts, my husband's shirts. And but when I saw this one, there's a picture. First off, the designer of this, I believe his name is Norris Danforth, and I will put his name up on the screen so that you guys can see it. But he designed this shirt, and it's a part of the So Def magazine that was out there. But when I saw this, I really liked it, but I wasn't sure because my husband has specific tastes of things that he does like. He's kind of reserved. He doesn't like anything too wild. But anyways, so I showed the picture of him and he went, I like it. Now, because I don't have the permission, I can't put the picture of Norris wearing this particular shirt here. But I am going to put a link to it, to this pattern, in my description box below, and you can see the picture of him wearing this actual shirt. When I showed it to my husband, he just said yes, he absolutely loved it. So I bought the pattern. As you can see, I do have the pattern. I purchased it. Unfortunately, when I purchased it, I pulled it out to start to work on this, and I noticed that it had the Western flare. And I'll bring the line drawing back up here so you can see it, but it has a Western flare around the shoulders, and that my husband didn't particularly like. So when I looked at the rest of the pattern, the way it's designed in there, it's not an overlay over the shoulder, it's an actual design in the shirt, made into the shirt. So that's going to lead me to the fabric, because this fabric I purchased, I'm just about to tell you about, I was in love with. I actually bought it for myself. But when my husband saw this and he wanted this shirt, my fabric was perfect for this shirt, so I had to give it up. Yeah, it was selfless sewing this time, and it hurt, but I gave it up because it did turn out perfect. But anyway, so I purchased the pattern. I can't give you a review on the pattern because I didn't use it. I was afraid that I would mess up my fabric. I didn't want to make a muslin. You guys know how I feel about it, and I really didn't. And so what I'm going to do is I'll make this shirt, but I'm going to figure out a way to ease out that Western look in the shoulders, and I believe I can do it, but I just want to do that, and then I can give you a review on this pattern. Anyways, I know I'm long-winded about that. One thing I did notice about it, when I was looking at the picture, and I'll bring a picture back up here so this glare from my plastic won't show, but when I was looking at the pattern, I noticed that the artist's rendering has the buttons buttoning the wrong way. Men's shirts, they button left over right, and I believe the women's are right over left. And on that pattern, it looks like it's right over left, if I'm I may be mistaken, but it actually looks that way. Yeah, it looks like it's right over the left, and it should be the opposite way. So yeah, but if you're gonna make this pattern, when I give you a review, I'll talk about it again there. Please make sure you put your buttons for the men on the right side. It's supposed to be left over right for men and right over left for females. I know, ask me how I know. I did that for my husband. I actually did make a shirt with the buttons on the wrong side, and he never let me forget it. Not because he was being mean, but it confused him every time he tried to button up his shirt. So that's all I have to say about that, but there will be a review and another shirt coming up with that pattern. So now, what pattern did I use, you ask? I used, of course, the McCalls 6044. That is the TNT for my husband. I love that pattern. Bring the picture of the pattern up there for those of you who don't know about it already. And I decided, because I did make a yoke extension for the front shoulders on this particular pattern already, because I did it a while back when I first got the pattern for my husband on a different shirt. And I don't know if I still have a picture, or if I even took a picture of that shirt that I did. I'm not sure. But anyways, I decided to use that one because this is a pattern I can make without my husband being here very quickly. Now, there were a couple of things that I did differently to it. So let me talk to you about the fabric first. The fabric is a Tencel fabric. It's 65% Tencel and 35% cotton. And it looks like a beautiful chambray, but more like a denim. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. I purchased the fabric from Mayfield Fabric and Supply, and Carla from Stay Stitching, the YouTube channel Stay Stitching, her and her husband run and own, I believe, Mayfield Fabric. I purchased it from her. And I had it sitting in there, and I had something earmarked for that fabric, but of course my husband got it. So hopefully she'll have some more. I don't know, it's been a while since I purchased it, but I'll check back with her to see if they have some more. But this fabric washed up really nicely, went into the dryer really nicely, although on her card that she sent with the fabric, she said it's a cold wash and hang dry. But it washed and dried beautifully for me. So I absolutely love this fabric. It did fray. It frayed quite a bit. So if you're using this fabric, you definitely have to serge or do French seams on the insides of you have to finish your seams some kind of way, because it does fray quite a bit. On this particular shirt for my husband, I actually serged the inside seams, and it turned out really nicely. I'll show you that. I'll show you that. But anyway, so now without further ado, let's get into this so I can show you what I did. So let's move it over here so you guys can see it. Here's his shirt. I'll move out so you guys can see a little better. Here's his shirt. And what I did here is I actually used the wrong side of the fabric. I used the wrong side of the fabric for the majority of this shirt. And then I used the right side of the fabric for the contrast, the sleeves and the collar. Now my husband, my initial thought was to do the collar and the shoulders in the darker color and the sleeves in the body, but my husband said no. He says, don't you think it'll look better with the dark? And he was right, because once we put the fabric up and we looked at it, we did like this aesthetic much better. So good job, hubby. Okay, and then I also like the way Norris had done his shirt with the two contrasts like that, so we kept it that way. My husband didn't want the pocket as he had it. He doesn't have pockets on any of his shirts unless it's one that we purchased. So I did that. I did use snaps just like Norris did. The snaps went on really, really easy, and I believe I got these from, I'll put the information of where I purchased the snaps on the screen, and the link will be down in the description box below. They went in really, really nicely. And now this is for detail, just for purely design, for my thoughts. I added a cuff to the sleeve. And with the cuff, and I'll bring it in so you can see a little better, I added a cuff to the sleeve. And I put 2 rows of stitching in there, and it's just for design. But what I did to make it look darker is, instead of having the fabric horizontal like this, I turned the fabric of the cuff vertical so that it would appear darker. And I added a tab with a snap on the side. It's not functional. It's not a functional snap. It's just there for design only. My husband actually loved that detail. He thought it was really, really cool. So it's just for design only, to do something different. The back of the shirt, and as you notice, I have my dress form backwards. My husband doesn't want the boobies in the front of his shirt. But the back of the shirt is just plain with the yoke back there. And it has the shirt tail hem. Let's see if you can see that. It has the shirt tail hem. Turn it sideways so you can see that. Alrighty. And now let me show you the inside, what I was saying to you about the stitching. I, on the inside, serged, so you can see that. I serged the, I stitched and serged the edge of the seam so that they'd be nice and smooth, because they do fray a lot. This fabric frays a lot, so you definitely have to finish your seams. But this turned out so nice. My husband really, really loved this shirt, and finally I'll put some pictures up here of him wearing it. He actually wanted to wear it, and I stopped him. I said, you cannot wear it because I do not want this shirt ruined before I do a video of this shirt. So this is the one that I created from the inspiration from the Gosling shirt here, and it was a huge success. I can't say much of anything else about this. This is really, really a nice shirt. And if you guys want to do one like this, you can easily do it with the McCalls 6044. I did, and if I can do it, I know you can too. But it turned out really nice. I can't really say, I don't think, I was looking at my notes to see if there was anything else I could say about it, but no, I think that was about it. It turned out nicely. And as you see, the pictures of my husband, he likes it too. So that's it for this video. And I do have something coming up for me that I'd really like to show you guys too. So see you in the next video. Bye now.